Down in Victoria, the worst and also sadly the longest serving Treasurer in Victorian history today announced he was going to hang up the chequebook and make way for the next generation of economically literate leadership. Well, he didn't quite use those words, but this is how he put it.
I will be resigning, both as the Treasurer and a member of Cabinet, and also resigning as the member for Werribee. The intention has always been to make sure that we give more than we get in public life. I'll leave it to the prognosticators and the historians to decide whether or not I've achieved in that noble ambition.
This is a proper Christmas gift for Victoria to see the back of him. I'm joined now by Victorian Liberal MP Bev McArthur. Now, he said there, Mr Pallas, that in public life you should give more than you get. And I think he was certainly right on that count. He gave Victoria shed loads of debt.
Absolutely, Caleb. He's presided over the most disgraceful taxing situation. We've got 56 new or increased taxes under his jurisdiction. And one of the taxes which is not often talked about is the land tax that AusNet pay. And this goes to everybody's electricity bill. Now, AusNet are paying 5% of the land tax bill of Victoria on the easements of transmission lines. Now, there's no wonder this government want to build new transmission lines on non-public land, because of course they don't get any tax off their own land, so they want it on private land where they can get an easement tax out of AusNet. And this is an extraordinary situation. 256 billion they're collecting, 5% of the land tax in Victoria from transmission lines effectively, and that's why we don't need above-ground transmission lines at the rate this government wants to roll them out. It's appalling. I even discovered in the local government inquiry that they slapped a jab tax on councils. Now, all the councils that roll out a vaccination program are going to have to pay $6,000 for an administration fee and $2 per jab. And I said to the councils, well, why don't you just say no and hand it back to the health department to roll out the vaccination program? They had no notice. They got an email. In 30 days, you'll be paying this tax. So one council told me they've actually, must have been an ambit claim because they cut the administration fee by half. And now we're taxing you when you die because the probate has gone up exponentially to cover probate fees. And we've got the fire insurance levy, which is levied on everybody who's got a household or a property, but the rate of the levy is much higher on farming land. And these are usually the people that go out and fight the fires.
Exactly.
So they're paying a higher fire insurance levy. They're operating in 30-year-old trucks and they're expected to put out the fires. It's absolutely shameful. So he's going to slink off back to Williamstown. He's never lived in Werribee, and he's obviously run out of overseas trips because he was going on overseas trips at the rate of knots. But there's no more trips he can access. So he's going back to his hole in Williamstown, and we're all paying the price for his 10 years of outrageous performance as a Treasurer.
I know. I just hope, though, that this means we'll start to see a slow move away from the legacy of Daniel Andrews. Now, I know that takes a long time to unpick, but one by one these people are slowly moving out of the way, getting Tim Pallas out of the way. Of course, changed factions so he could remain in Daniel Andrews' cabinet is at least one good move. Bev McArthur, thank you so much for your time.